Hi, Pastor Nathan Deck with your hashtag Better Together for today. In this week's devotions, I've been talking about from the scriptures and from faith and from my own experiences what it is to be a parent and what it is to raise our children. These are Nathan's advice, take it or leave it, for raising children. And like I said at the beginning of the week, every child is unique. Every situation is unique. You can have twins, and they're going to need different things. Trust me, that's just the case because God created all of us to be unique and just wonderful flavors with each other. Which leads me to this last concept about what it means to be a parent. I think too many of us are striving for perfect parenting. Ever since Dr. Spock wrote a book, and probably before then, everybody always scours to find the best way of parenting. One of the things that I enjoyed about when my wife was about to have our two boys was that we got all this advice. We got all this advice about the baby, about handling the baby, doing this, that, whatever. And some of it worked, and some of it was really, really strange advice. And some of it was counter to each other. I mean, like this person said this, but this person said this. They don't mix. What are we supposed to do? We were trying to be perfect parents. And then I read an article one time about parenting from Psychology Today on their website. And it just amazed me at its beauty and simplicity. Perfect parents raise horrible children. That was what the article stated. If you do everything according to the book, everything just exactly as the experts tell you to, the children will grow up and be horrible human beings. But if you are just good enough, your kids will be awesome. In the scriptures, there's this concept of sin, and sometimes you'll read in the scriptures in some places where the sins of the father or the sins of the parents are passed down to the children. That is, the mistakes of the father and mother are passed down to the children, the sons and the daughters. And I hear this a lot in our own society. Well, I was born in this family, and so I'm doomed to be this way. Or whenever I hear something, well, you're just like your father. You're just like your grandfather. You're just like your grandmother. You're just like your mama. It's funny, though, in Ezekiel, as the children of Israel are going into captivity, Ezekiel gives us this good news in chapter 18, verse 20. A child will not suffer for the iniquity of a parent, nor a parent suffer for the iniquity of a child. The righteousness of the righteous is their own, and the wickedness of the wicked is their own. We are responsible for our own decisions, our own way of living. Yes, we're hardwired in certain ways as we come into this world, and we're raised by a family that raises us to be certain patterns in our lives. But if we take the time to acknowledge them and know them, well, that's on us. And if we don't, that's on us. In other words, as we live our life, that's on us. Our parents, however good or bad they are, they did the best that they thought they should do. Sometimes it was good, sometimes it's not so good. I mean, just look at the world. But all of us should strive to be good enough. To be good enough to teach our children compassion and love. To be good enough to teach our children how to navigate conflict in the world. To be good enough to share with our children about financial responsibility and the joy of work and participating in society. All of us should be good enough to not raise our voice, but in a still, calm voice to whisper I love yous, to whisper stories about our own lives and our own mistakes, and to share with our kids pathways and just the possibilities that they have in this world. We all want our kids to get better than we had it. Lawn mowing or helicoptering probably is not the best way to do that. But being a guide, being someone who is always there, being someone who is fallible and able to admit that, that's helpful. That's not perfect parenting. That's good enough parenting. So my advice is don't strive to be perfect. Strive to be good enough for each of your children. To give them exactly the amount of love that they need, to give them exactly the amount of accountability that they need, to give them the boundaries that they need, and as they grow older, to extend those boundaries and to give them the responsibility that they need. to share with them and to be with them, for they are gifts from God. This is Pastor Nathan Decker encouraging you to be the best parent you can be, to be good enough. Not perfect, but good enough. And when you are, you'll find we're better together. Amen.